Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about, well, more retarded stupid shit. Hey, don't judge me. It's my main content. And by the way, I kind of lost my second monitor. I think my shitty adapter kind of failed. So I'm looking really weird, more than usual, so you're gonna have to apologize. I'm gonna have to apologize for that. My apologies. So where was I? Oh, right. Ranting. Cosmic book news. Wait. Did I switch the screen? No. Now I switched the screen. Cosmic book news. The DC Comics disaster continues as office closes down. The DC Comics disaster continues as now it is revealed its swanky offices in Burbank are closing down. Originally out of New York, DC Comics was brought to Burbank, California about 10 years ago to align the company closer to its Hollywood counterpart, which was because of the launch of Zack Snyder. See you. That was the reason for the big launch of the new 50 comics at the same time. In summary, what they're doing here is that they are kind of losing money. So now, apparently, from what I understood, they are actually using hot offices now. As in, once the office is not used, another office takes place. Hey! Turns out that going woke definitely goes broke. Love it. Love it when they start paying for the little crimes. Wait, did I switch the screen? Yes, I did. Right, where was I? Right. Which was actually something more of a big museum and tribute to DC Comics, and its characters. The office were decked out with all sorts of things, including comics, movie memorabilia, and more. Don't care. So the big plan was to have a massively successful DC Universe movie led by the Zack Snyder couple of massive and don't care, so we know the plan will have to sing don't care. It outbombed Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League out failed to meet up the expectations and underperformed, and now just prior to the merger of Warner Bros. And Discovery, Warner Bros. Is closing down the DC Comics offices and moving on. Specific, don't really know, but it sounds like DC Comics offices are closing down for good, as instead of downsizing to smaller offices or a building, it sounds as if the DC Comics offices are no longer in a WB building, Warner Bros., as they are now said to be going to hot desk model in a new building. Yeah, that shit. Did I switch the screen? God damn it, I missed my second monitor. Anyway, where was I? All right. The hot office or hot desk system is, like I explained, you use it for a couple of hours, you get some stuff done, and then you gotta move your fucking ass out because there's somebody else going to work on your office for another stuff unrelated to DC Comics. Congratulations, DC Comics, you decided to go woke. This is what you have sown. You now get to reap out the benefits of wokenism. Going woke really is shitty, isn't it? God damn it, fucking cable. Really fucking cable. Right. Seriously. Switching back. A hot desk office model is rented or shared office space, which means no one actually has an office or a desk. It's just whoever happens to be in the office can use whatever office space is presently available. So that means no one is going to personalize office spaces. You never know what office space you might be working at from day to day. And that also means you're never going to leave anything at your desk and that you have to take everything with you. It could actually be possible that DC Comics is now renting shared office space at a different building from another company, which would of course mean that DC Comics no longer has an office. Congratulations! It's so good to see shit like this going out and making you idiots who actually advocated for wokenism in comics get what you fucking deserved. Right. DC Comics don't fall. Oops. Did I switch the screen again? No. Ah, there you go. Isn't surprising if you have been reading buy reports all these years. The news about the downfall of DC Comics includes Marvel Comics and the corporate comic book industry. Isn't surprising the former DC Comics and Green Lantern artist Ethan Van Sciver has been dishing out the inside scoop all along, and he has been right about it too all along. They all bring up a great point that if DC Comics is such a success, WB wouldn't have evicted them. As the report from Bleeding Cool says, employees were finally allowed to show up at the office to retrieve personal articles which were closed during the pandemic. Shit, I said they'll know no word. DC Comics merger rumors, more rumors, okay? In a separate article, Bleeding Cool also adds that they have heard some rumors of DC Comics merging on the horizon, and they would, if they could, be a DC Comics merging with HBO. Shit! DC Comics and the CW getting paired to be sold off. Hey, I'm not going to lie. The CW there is a disaster. An epic disaster of a channel. They have Batwoman Nixon and Naomi. And poor ass, I feel like his neurons are about to call it quits. The more he watches that stuff for our benefit. Poor little dude. Jesus Christ, what a sort of garbage those things are. It's all about identity politics. Somehow these idiots actually believe that somehow, somewhere, this time around, and no kidding, actually believe that identity politics will work. Wonderful. Even though it has failed every single time it has been applied in 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and more. Anyway, let's go. Did I switch screen? Yeah. Prepared to be sold. DC Comics finally aligning with Warner Bros. Consumer Products division, DC Comics merging with DC Film Division, or even DC Comics getting sold off to Disney and merging with Marvel, which is something previously rumored. And Skyver DC crew are also guessing that DC Comics could be licensed to another company. That Warner Bros. Discovery would retain the rights to the IPs, but another company would buy a license to develop the comics, which is something Disney almost did with Marvel Comics, according to Martin Stewart. Hollywood doesn't care about the comics. I agree, they don't care. The new closing down, follows and learn don't care. We also doesn't care about the comics, as it's no James Gunn tells Johnson not to read comics about Peacemaker. Let's consider what Gunn did with Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's obvious Hollywood cares little for the comics and will continue to do its own thing that it thinks is best for the general audience and doesn't read or buy comics in the first place. Did I switch screen? Yeah, I actually did. Huh. Well, that's mighty interesting, but it just goes and confirms what I have been saying. Hollywood definitely does not care about comics. We have seen the quality of their stuff. We have seen how much of the lack of respect they have for the fucking law. How much they actually hate it. They prefer to create tokenization. They prefer to tokenize a race or a gender just because they are incapable of creating a new character. They are incapable of creating new stories. Yep, incapable of creating new superheroes to actually go on and fit their diversity higher desires. They're all like that. It's a disaster. It's something that I have very little respect for, and quite frankly, I have very, very little patience in actually enjoying anything that comes out of Hollywood like that. Anyway, on that goddamn miserably fucking hell, have a great fucking night. Oh boy, at least I know DC Comics wanna have a good fucking night.